else, then a pledge to the flag. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The roll call finds all three trustees here, the fiscal officer. I need a motion to pay the bills. John made a motion. Ed seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay. Fire department. Anything else, guys?
Tanker's going into the shop on Friday. It's got a power steering leak somewhere. So, and I explained to him that we're going to need an estimate on it first before we do anything to make sure it stays under the budget. So, or the 750 limit, which I don't see it being anymore. It's probably just a line. So, but I told him that when we do stuff like that up there, that if it's going to be more than that, he'll have to let me know so I can. Does that have to wait to a meeting, or can I call you guys and get an approval on it? That was the only question I had.
If it's an emergency, if you want to get it done, you can just ask them if they'll
Yeah, if it's an emergency, it has to be done.
If it doesn't, something that's not.
Like if it's just like a routine maintenance thing or something. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure how that works, so I just wanted to.
Like them air packs and stuff next year.
I'll let you know when I get the postcard to schedule it. I'll just let you know that I scheduled it and that it will be.
And then we'll pre-approve an estimated amount.
Okay.
And then you guys are good to go, and it falls in between there.
Okay.
Anything else, Jimmy?
802 is going to get the brakes put on it. See like the rotors have worked, but
Okay.
we've never done anything on that truck yet. So
That's 802. That's getting brakes done.
802 and 819.
The Pennsylvania State Police, and I asked them if, if we come over there and if something should happen, we don't have license plates on our trucks. They said that the fire trucks do have to be registered in the state that they're from, which means they gotta have license plates. So I finally got a hold of somebody in Columbus and that handles that. And we got to figure out which units go over there. If they all go over, then we got to get the title for each one of them. It can't be a copy. It's got to be the original. It's got to be sent to Columbus. I got the application here. And what they'll do, they'll stamp it, and they'll send them back, and they'll send us license plates for whatever vehicle we requested for, at no cost.
Take everything across but the ambulance.
It depends on what the ambulance don't go across now, but it depends on what they call for.
If they go over on a state line road, if they're on one side of that state line road, that's Pennsylvania.
Yes, for example, if we go to state line road for that structure fire, then we would have got there, we would have called our both engines and the tanker, so.
Well, we'll get them for everything.
It might be best to get it for everything and get it over with. Well, getting back to the cemetery, I ran into Ron Anderson over on Middle Road. And I guess, I don't know, Lori fired him and he quit, so he said he's not going to cut grass no more. So I don't know what...
We're going to get in that discussion now. If you want to get into it, we can get into it.
I'll wait till Bradley's time.
It was under cemetery, I just thought I better mention it.
Okay, Mr. Osborne.
I would like to reserve to be the last.
Anderson.
Well, I want to give you a little correction here. I guess I'm the only one out of the four of us that understand, or five of us. When the property taxes go up, that goes to you guys. My taxes went up. And the minutes on March 24th, nobody knows where the money goes. $100 went to this township out of that 40 acres. Just so people do know. If I have to bring my tax thing in, I'll bring it in and show you. I find it real hard to believe that you poor people sitting up there don't know how taxes are paid in the township. I really find it hard to believe.
I was told some of that money went to Columbus. That when we went to the meeting.
Property tax money goes to the county, to the schools, and to here.
When it was increased for the CAUV, that was a
property tax.
It was a government
It's property tax of the county.
Alright,
All you gotta do is look on your tax thing, Roger, and it tells you.
alright, I understand. What's next?
Well, you don't have to take an attitude, I'm just
I'm
trying to
not.
straighten you out.
I'm not.
It's there, it's clear, black and white. Well, let's talk about the cemetery then. What's that?
So there is nothing that we can do about them raising the
John,
taxes.
I'm just saying here,
If there was, they would have
John,
done it.
I'm just saying here, it
I
says,
know.
that's all I'm saying, I'm correcting that part of it. And the cemetery, I took a man at his faith and his word that there was gonna be no problems over at that cemetery, that he'd sit down and talk to two people, there would be no problems. The Monday after the certain person come back to work, I come here at 7:15, they're all gathered in the garage. Simmons comes out and tells me, Roger says, you're not mowing today. 9 o'clock, the rain stopped. It wasn't raining hard, it was sprinkling. I've mowed 7 weeks last year, never had a bit of problem. Of course, somebody wasn't here when I was doing that. But anyway, so I come back at 9 o'clock. Is she the sexton or what's her title?
Yep.
She's the only sexton I know, to get off the track a little bit, that's never dug a cemetery. Never dug a plot. Never done in 20 years. You told me it takes more than mowing grass to be at the cemetery.
It does.
20 years, she's never done one. I doubt she's done even the cremation one. That's not, I understand that. I'm just making a statement, Roger. Don't take it personal. So anyway, I went back after she told me, you're not mowing grass at the cemetery. You can mow grass here though. You can mow grass here at the garage. You ain't mowing grass at the cemetery.
Well,
I'm just telling you, let me finish my story. So I went down to your house, or well, I went to a former road guy from Pennsylvania. He's finishing up mowing his yard. Imagine that. He's mowing his yard with a push mower. He said, I just got done mowing here. Imagine that.
he didn't run the riding mower, he just push mowed around stuff. I don't know, I wasn't there, I was home in bed sick. So
I understand that. I understand that. I'm telling you what went on. And I'm sure you talked to her. Is there any difference of opinion of what went on?
No, pretty much the same.
Yeah. So anyway, I said, well, what the heck's going on here? I could be over there mowing. Everybody knows every hour you spend over there mowing. You guys got behind the 8 ball last year over there. I filled in for 7 weeks. Guess what? Never had a problem. Goes over here for a week. Well, this person's off on vacation. I picked up 50 loads of leaves over there, me and Simmons. I mowed them up and he blew them out. And I said, what the heck is all these leaves doing here? Well, the sexton didn't want to pick them up until they were all down. I hope that person don't get the road job, because until the snow quits, maybe they won't plow the road, with that theory in mind. Now, I doubt it. I don't know. I haven't been over to the cemetery. But I was way ahead of the game. I took you over there and I showed you what, and you said, well, okay, go ahead and mow it. Last year, you told me, here's the key. You can have the key to the garage. Whenever you want to come, you can mow. Correct?
Yep.
And I said what? I don't want a key because I don't want to get set up over at that garage. That's what I told you. I didn't want to get set up over at that garage. Well, I feel bad about what went on there, but I'm not taking, like I told you, she's not my boss. I'm not taking no crap from her. And you told me there was no problems because you talked to the two of them. And evidently, they don't hear.
Depends how you're coming across. If you're coming across demanding that, you know, she's in charge of that cemetery, Ron.
And all she does is mow grass and do paperwork. There's something wrong over there that she can't dig the cemetery plots.
If we had a road man, he'd be in charge of the roads. Our job is the financial part of this township. We handle the money and make the major decisions. When Dave was doing his job, I let him do his job.
I'm not talking about Dave. I'm talking about you sitting there and telling me there would be no problem. That you would talk to them. Now, Roger, don't be a politician. That's
Not
what you
being a
told me.
no,
That's what you told me.
I didn't deny that at all either.
Okay,
Did I?
don't get hostile. That's what you told me.
And I'm telling
now
you,
you're
I
back
didn't
in
deny
water.
it.
And
No.
now you're back in water.
I'm
Lori's
not back in water.
You should have told me Lori was in charge to begin with if that's the way it was. That ain't what you told me.
Wait a minute, the problem was it was too wet to mow, she felt. So she is in charge of the cemetery. She's been in charge of it for 20-some years. She felt as though it didn't need mowed.
But I can mow here, Ed.
Well, here it doesn't matter as much as that has to be.
Hey, yeah, I was over there for 7 weeks. I know you never come over and looked all summer last year. I was over there 7 weeks and nobody ever complained
Yes,
one
I
bit.
did.
And I never heard any compliments from you. I never heard a compliment from you, and you're the man that sits there and says, you know, people like to hear they're doing good. I never heard nothing from you. So that's the way it is.
She felt as though you couldn't mow because you're leaving trash.
She didn't say that, Ed. She said, you're not mowing at the cemetery, quote, but you can mow here.
There's more gravel over at that cemetery than there is here.
Just wait your turn.
Well, I know a guy that got into argument when he first took in office, and he said, there's no sense of that person at the cemetery being over there sitting in the building when it's raining. And he told that person, well, don't be over there unless you can mow. And guess what happened to that guy? He got his butt chewed out to no end. Now, I'm not going to mention no names, but I know she went right to his house and straightened him right out. That's up to you guys. You're elected to do the job. She's not elected for anything. And when somebody tells me, I take them at their word, Roger. I take them at their word.
He was off for their surgery.
Yes.
And I took over at that point of being in charge of the cemetery.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes. And you told me this year, when I talked to you, there would be no problems because you sat down with her and Simmons and had a talk.
I did. I talked to her. And then I told you
there'd be no problems.
There'd be no problems, but you
She
can't
wasn't
come in
gonna be
here.
my boss.
I never said that.
Oh, yes, you did.
No, I
Oh,
did
yes,
not.
you did. I said, I'm not taking orders from her. And you said, she's not your boss.
I did not say she's not your boss. She's
Oh,
in
yeah.
charge of that cemetery, and you know it.
No, I don't know.
Well, she is. She's the cemetery.
I thought you were.
We oversee them.
Well, wait a minute, that makes you in charge.
No, she's in charge of that cemetery. A township trustee handles the money.
That's all you
Major
do.
decisions of this township. We're actually not even supposed to do anything as far as labor.
Somebody
That's why
better,
we hire labor.
somebody better do something, because when I come back here at 9 o'clock, all three of them were still sitting in here, and your dad told me they ought to be out maintaining the road. It's a good time to do it, and they were still all sitting.
I don't know. I wasn't.
Oh, I know. I was here.
I wasn't.
Well, that's
I wasn't here
okay.
on Friday, but
I don't like being called a liar either. They were all here.
I can't tell you because I wasn't here, so I
I
don't know.
understand that. You knew this was coming as soon as you found out what happened, that I'd be here complaining. You guys have campaigned on the insurance, you and John both.
Yeah.
You guys campaigned on ditching that John's campaigned on for the last 14 years. How much ditching was done last year? I'm not talking about crossovers, I'm talking about ditching.
We did Beckwith Road.
That's been done the year before.
No, that was last year. I did that.
Which end?
We did. Yeah, we did from Ford Road to.
We did 1,500 feet on Hammonds on the east end.
Not last year.
That
Oh yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
yeah. You guys did that. You and Ted did that. Mr. Osborne, we're up to you. Rieger Road.
Just a minute, I'm setting my clock here. Since you're keeping track of time.
It's just one person.
Number one, River Road, you're talking about paving that. I'd like to see it paved, but you gonna do anything with Fox Road? You're gonna let that go to hell and go back to the way it was while you're saving your money to pave Rigger Road? Or are you gonna fix it, you're gonna bring it up to date, you're gonna cover that, and you're gonna try and keep the road?
What was done to that road?
Pardon?
What was done to that road?
What was done to it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what was done to that.
John knows, he was there.
We paved it.
Is that's been paved?
No. It's had MC70 put down on it, and we've done it for 2 or 3 years in a row. When I was in there, I don't know what's happened since I got out. But, and we was going over that and putting MC70 and trying to build that up and hold it together. Have you ever give that a thought on,
No,
maybe you're gonna let it go to hell then and put.
No, I just didn't know what was all done to that road. I mean, I didn't know if that was just MC70 or if that was actually blacktop
Well,
down or.
We did some, we tried to done some ditching down.
I know you guys had Pachowski involved in that, right?
Yeah, it was an issue 2 project. We cut the bank down on the north side, straightened that road out a little bit on that curve, put drain lines in the bottom where the springs were, built that up a little bit, and widened the road out somewhat.
Now, why didn't you guys pave that before instead of MC70 at 3 times?
Because we didn't have the money.
Now, once you've issued 2 that, you can issue 2 it again and put blacktop down?
Well, I'm asking you what you're gonna do with it.
Well, I'm asking you if you can. I didn't know.
No, we didn't put no asphalt on it, no.
Nothing. So you just MC70 it.
That's all it's been on it.
Yeah, you can issue
What
to
keeps
that,
the
yeah.
yellow come out? MC70.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I've only been down on Fox Road a handful of times.
You don't go out and check the roads?
Yeah, I checked the roads.
And now you're telling me that you haven't been on it.
I don't hit them all the roads every time, okay? And if I can't go out, I send Dave or Ted out. But when I was out checking the roads for snow plowing, yes, I was on most of them. I go out and check a couple north and south, and then I'll go check a couple east and west.
Well, I don't know how much you can tell with snow on the roads, but maybe you're a Superman, I don't know.
No problem.
Well, I just brought that up, cemetery. Apparently Lori told Ron that he couldn't mow at the cemetery, but he could mow out here. This hasn't been mowed out here. I don't think it has been mowed all this spring, out in front of the garage here.
Yeah.
When I come in, it's pretty darn long out there. You gonna let it grow up to be a hayfield, or?
Probably not, but no. I haven't got to it yet.
You really don't know.
No, I don't.
Well, it seems as though the policy here at the township has changed since I've been in. When I was in, the trustee was in charge of everything that went on in the township. We didn't stop it of making policy and collecting the money. We was in charge of all the workers. There was no worker that told us what to do.
There's nobody.
And if we told a worker to do something and it wasn't done right, they heard about it. Now, it looks to me, Roger, that you could screw up a soup sandwich.
Probably. I'm probably right along with all the other former trustees that's been sitting in my chair.
Well, I don't know, but I tell you,
I've heard from people.
you told me some things too that you backed water on, just like you did Ron. And if you can't be truthful, don't go making any decisions.
You probably ought to.
But I went to the cemetery today and I'm checking it out as I'm down there a few times a week. I don't know what's going on that south end of that cemetery. Looks like they ran a mower down every which way from one end to the other, never mowed it across all the way down. They missed more than they mowed. It looks like hell over there. But I guess if you have a sexton that's telling the trustees on what to do, I guess this is what's going to happen.
She's not telling us what to do.
Well, you're not telling them what to do.
You hired all 3 of them.
Pardon?
You hired all 3 of them people that we got working for us today.
I was in there when they were hired, that's correct.
You hired them.
I didn't personally hire them, there was a trustee that was in there. You was in, well, I don't know.
Yeah, he was in.
I don't know if you was in when we hired English or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you was there, and Riley, and
You hired the other 2 before I got in, before Chuck and I got in.
Simmons, yeah, Morrison and Keeler, and I was in at that time. We hired Simmons and Lori possibly. No, I think Red was in when we hired Lori. Yeah, Red was in when we hired Lori. But
They didn't tell you what to do.
there wasn't a day that went by when I was in there that either Red or myself was out checking on these workers every day. I knew where they was working, and I would go out and check on them and make sure that the work was getting done. I was at the cemetery at least once a day, if not 2 or 3 times, checking on Lori, make sure that things was getting done down there. Now, I don't know what's going on now, but from what I can gather, these guys sent out to do some work in the morning and you don't hear from them until after they go home at night. Nobody seems to know what they're doing, where they're doing it, and what all. But you ought to go over and look at that south side of that cemetery and see if that's the way you want to mow the cemetery. Just take a look at it.
I haven't been over there all week.
That's it. You don't check on your workers.
I did up until this week. I was in bed till Thursday with bronchitis, so I didn't go check on them.
Yeah. You're telling me that, Roger, and you hope that I believe it.
Yeah, that's fine. I know how you guys were when you were in office, so.
But this other thing here is on this septic tank. I went to that meeting when Ray Saporito brought that up before the county meeting, and none of you guys showed up, and I told you at the time that you should have been there. Well, what is, I see where you attended the health district meeting on the septic systems.
Yeah.
I know that this is gonna hurt our county. There's no doubt about it.
No, there's no doubt.
They've came up with these soil analysts and engineers and all. We don't have any in this county. We got to get them out of Geauga.
We have 3 in the state.
Okay. We got to get them out of Geauga County.
Yeah.
All that this thing is doing is providing jobs for some people out here to make some good money. And they're ripping the homeowner off.
Yeah, they are.
But my big concern is here is I see that you went to the meeting. I'm glad you did. And has this been a hot topic in the county meeting?
No.
It hasn't? Nobody has brought this up?
Just a couple of times, but it's nothing been, they don't talk about it much. Because there was no, Columbus was going to put it through no matter what anybody said.
I can understand that.
But
and
there was a couple trustees that made a issue out of it, but it just kind of got swept.
Well, that's a shame.
It is. It's going to hurt.
Because we fought that tooth and nail from when I was in there. And I got with George Disco, and George was about ready to give up on it. And I told him, I said, hey, go back to Columbus, get with your buddy representatives from downstate along the Ohio River in the poor county, clue them in on what it's going to cost these people down there to put a septic system in, which he did, and they were able to defeat it down in Columbus. And they see that they couldn't get it passed, so they go around through the EPA to come in the back door and have EPA make the regulations and all. But I'm telling you, it's putting a hurt on, it's going to put the hurt on our county.
Oh yeah,
housing industry down.
Even if your old septic, to go to update, it's going to cost you. You're going to have have it analyzed, then an engineer design it, everything, just to update them. It's not all new septics.
Well, I'll have to hand it to Ray Saporito though. He went to bat for us the best he could. I mean, he was fighting city hall, but he done his best.
I think it'll probably happen like last time. They'll see it's causing a problem, and then it might turn around. I don't know.